saw a trailer to Batman versus the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I did not know that this was done a lot in comic books. Now, the DC fighting game, that's very popular, and the latest one that's out, Gods Among Us, I think it's called, in the sequel, and it now features the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I thought about it. I'm like, well, okay. I didn't know that DC did a lot of their comic books. I didn't know that. So it makes sense if Warner Brothers has some of the rights to it. If I don't know if there's some kind of deal between Nickelodeon or if that's a whole separate thing. When Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles was an independent comic book, I don't know if were they absorbed by Warner Brothers, by DC. I don't know. I have to look that up. But there's a lot of books with Batman and the Turtles. And the thing that I was thinking about when I saw that trailer with my kids, I was like, how does this even make sense? And then boom, from the very first scene of that trailer, Raja Ghul, Shredder. There you go. Enough said. That's all. You have two secret societies. One might be more ancient than the other, but it fits. It made perfect sense that they were intertwined with each other. And the only criticism I really have of look, okay, you want my review? Here's my review of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Batman, and I'll try not to spoil it. So right off the bat, you had a situation where the animation was throwing me off because it fooled me into thinking that this is a situation where it's like Batman meets this gang of Scooby-Doo. The animation style was visually geared towards younger minds, kids. You're trying to like it on paper, on a poster, on a post-it note. It screamed children of all ages. That all changed when, spoiler alert, a Chinese throwing star, I'm sorry, was thrown at the skull of a member of the Foot Clan, and killed him. And I'm not just talking just thrown and then and the guy just slumps over and dies, and you imagine, oh, that thing must have hit somebody and the guy must have passed out. No. Animated, they drew it in pretty good detail, right in the head, blood squirting out, guy dies. Batman's like, what the? And and then another fight has to begin. So the animation of it, especially when it got towards the bigger plot where you have Gotham villains who get exposed by mutagen. By the time it got to this point of the movie, it just seemed like it was struggling between silly rated PG or G animation style of a cartoon versus extreme violence, murder, and language that's like, I was at some points I'm like, man, I got my son's 4 years old. This is totally. I should have paid more attention to the rating, but you don't assume that's gonna happen. And sometimes in the Batman cartoons lately, in the DC comic cartoons, yeah, you get the language here and there. But with the Turtles, come on, even the Turtles, the live action Turtle ones, yeah, I would expect a little language here and there, damn or hell, right? But you don't expect to see just straight up impaling and stuff. We're used to the Shredder having all those knives and nobody getting cut. Well, buckle up, guys. People get cut and hard. I mean, impaled hard. I'm talking bloody. I mean, it's crazy. So for the grown-ups, enjoy, because that was awesome. But if you're sitting here with your kids, you're like, ooh, that guy died. Don't tell your mama. So that's that. Thanks, Nickelodeon, for that heads up. Like, what? But hey, Warner Brothers, right? So overall, what did I think about the story? Everything with the Batman versus the Foot Clan and things like that, and the whole misunderstanding. First they were enemies, then we were friends kind of situation was perfect. The what I thought was going to happen as far as like a fight, a one-on-one with Shredder between the Batman and whatnot, was surprised me. Then you think about it, you don't do, if you're used to, think of the Nickelodeon, the 3D animated Nickelodeon Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. More think of that Shredder, because you have a respected leader of the Foot Clan, and you think, but this is Batman, right? Yeah, but Shredder is obviously older, more experienced, and if yeah, Batman, since his teen, I mean, since the day his parents died, he's trained himself to be a perfect specimen, what. But Shredder has been doing this since birth, and oh man, that fight did not go the way I thought it was going to. The trailer was very misleading on that. Everything between the Turtles and Damian Wayne was pure gold. From the beginning, you're thinking, from the beginning, I'm thinking, like, where's April? You see it in the comic books that they all mix up and whatnot. So, with what I was disappointed with, there was no April O'Neil. I wanted to see something between her and Batgirl, because of the fact that they've had very similar features. I was expecting a lot of jokes there. So I see you have your own, nosy redhead kind of a thing. Maybe a little thing, but maybe Donatello would have a crush on her or something like that, right? Some Casey Jones would have made sense to me. And, but everything between like Damien, what they did not have with those simple jokey kind of campy kind of situations that would have been hilarious for the movies, they more than made up with Raphael and Damian Wayne. But what I think was truly missing, even though this was set in Gotham, the fact that we had no conversation between no conversation between Splinter and Batman, I felt was a missed opportunity. That's something I would definitely wanted to see. If not Splinter and Alfred, oh man, that would be hilarious, right? But overall, where would I rate this movie? I don't know, somewhere in the middle. I mean, it's a good story. I recommend checking it out. I probably recommend renting it and checking it out. I feel like they should do another one, and if they do, I feel like it could only get better. I don't mind that if the action was, if the not the fight scenes, but because you're used to, on an animation level, you're used to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, fighting to a certain level, but not to the point where they're killing. And you're not even used to seeing the villains kill all that much. I would increase the quality of the animation and turn down maybe I would keep the violence. No, don't go any higher than where the violence was here. I feel like that's a ceiling. When you get to a point where you're showing a certain amount of blood, it got to a point where this could have definitely, if it's not already PG-13, I have to double check. It was pushing R very closely. And I think maybe the only reason they saved it from being an R-rated is the fact that the animation that I complain about, that I don't think fits with the story, was so childlike. Imagine Toy Story, rated R Toy Story, where that animation and you just have pure blood and violence all over the place. Just think about how twisted that would be in your head. That's kind of how I felt watching this. And it was, I tried to keep, some parts it didn't matter, that I was very much involved in the story. And then, but in other parts, the animation it kept throwing me off. I felt like I was watching a Disney cartoon or a Saturday morning cartoon, and it was hard to ignore. But the throwbacks to the old Batman costumes, the original one where the red and black was a very good throwback. I like that. Um, but that's my thoughts overall. Like I said, I'm somewhere in the middle of it. It's a good thing to check out. I wouldn't recommend buying it, but good. It's a good rent and it's a good watch, and and I had some fun with it. But I want to see them try to take on this one again, and in a different direction. But that's just me. Let me know what you guys think. If you saw it, if you had a totally different experience, like the whole thing with Michelangelo and the guys was great. So let's talk about that some more.